Hello again guys, what's up? As you know, I'm a bit of a sucker for a good deal, so I was browsing around on Slick Deals the other night, as you do, and I stumbled upon this. This came from eBay. It is the Asus Padfone X. According to the eBay description, it was new other, so it was not an open box, not a refurb, not a return. New other, meaning the box had been opened, I suppose. Maybe it had a damaged box, something like that. So I went ahead and ordered it because it's a phone and a tablet all in one. And instead of being $600 or so like a normal phone would be, it was $150. So I definitely couldn't pass that up. But just in case you're not familiar with this little guy, it's a 5-inch full HD display phone. Apparently has a little teeny tiny, yeah, that thing there we don't need. But yeah, it's a 5-inch 1080p display phone with a Snapdragon 800 processor, 2 gigs of RAM, and you might be saying, this is not a phone, this is a tablet. And the screen looks a little rough. I may have to take a second and try to clean that up. Oh, it's got plastic on it. Let's just make sure everything looks okay. That's much better. Actually, it's got a screen protector on it that is completely covered in bubbles. You may not be able to see that. So that screen protector may be coming off because I'll tell you here in a minute, I actually picked up some screen protectors for this. We'll see how it looks because most of them are on the bezel, so it may be fine. Anyway, but yeah, it's a 5-inch phone. There we go. There's the actual phone itself. It has a Snapdragon 800 processor, 2 gigs of RAM, 16 gigs of built-in storage, and you can apparently pop the back cover off. If I can figure out how to do it. There we go. You just grab at the top. The battery is not replaceable, at least not easily replaceable, but you have your SIM card slot and a microSD card slot there. So you can put in, I think it's up to 64 gigs. You could probably do 128. I've only got a 32 gig card, so it's not going to be a big deal either way. But yeah, very nice to have a phone with a removable back again. And other than that, I think it's got a 13 megapixel rear-facing camera and a 2 megapixel front-facing, so it's pretty decent quality, especially considering, again, $150 out the door. Now, putting those off to the side for just a second, let's take a look at what else comes in the actual box. Like I said, this was new other, meaning it should have all new accessories and everything. There's nothing on that side. There is some stuff in here, though. We have micro USB cable. Looks like it'll get the job done. Traditional micro USB. We have what looks like a pair of earbuds. I will probably never touch them, but still, it is nice to know that they come with it. And an Asus power brick. And taking a quick look at it, it does have 2 amps output, so should be useful for charging either one of the devices included. Let's see if there's anything else down below. I don't believe there will be. No, that's about all there is to it. But yeah, there we go. That's the phone. I'll go ahead and power it up, make sure everything powers on. May go ahead and stick my AT&T SIM in it here in a minute. As you probably know, I don't know if you know this or not, I've been using the OnePlus One as my primary daily driver device for the last few months. Absolutely loving it. It's still a little bit of a step up from this device, but the one thing that really makes this one unique is actually the second little piece. Little piece, I say. It's a 9-inch tablet, and as you can see kind of from the reflections there, this is where the screen ends. It's a 9-inch 1920 by 1200 display with about almost a 5,000 milliamp hour battery in it and not much else. It has a 1 megapixel front-facing camera on it, and like I said, not much else other than that and speakers and stuff. Because as you saw earlier, the phone slides into the back. So yeah, you go through the whole little setup on the device, getting it all ready to go. I'm going to skip over all of that just to get into the device itself, because once you get in here, you see I've got the phone, everything's up and going. It's running Android 4.4.2, I believe, running Asus's custom skin on top of it. But there we go, Android 4.4.2, and supposedly, if you slide this down into the back of the tablet, clicks into place, buzzes a little bit, oh look, we now have a tablet that has an internet connection from the phone. So yeah, once I put my SIM in the device in the back, it's going to have a little bit of heft and bulk to it. Maybe you can see that there. It's got a little bit of a bulge, a little bit of a tumor on its back, if you will. The tablet itself is a little bit thick. I mean, it's not the smallest thing in the world, but it definitely gets the job done. So yeah, I'm going to be using this. I'm going to maybe use it as my primary daily driver type device for the next little while, because right now, a little bit that I've used it, little tiny bit that I've touched it here, quite performant, definitely not bad. Sort of reminiscent of some of the older Samsung tablets in terms of the UI, except, you know, this is a very nice, modern feeling look and feel. And actually, I was just reading the other day, these may actually be updated to use Lollipop in the near future. I'll be on the lookout for that. It may be a few months, but running 442 is still not that bad. Can't complain too much. So yeah, if you have any questions about this, anything you'd like to see out of it, definitely let me know down in the comments. But yeah, so far, I'm liking the build quality, the feel in the hand. I'm liking the fact that it is performant, it is working, the battery is up and going. It says smart saving is on. I'll worry about that at another time. It says it's 3:58 a.m. because it's I haven't actually put in a SIM card yet, but yeah, I'll install some applications on this. You do have your little AT&T tramp stamp here on the back, but not a big deal. I am on an AT&T network. I'm on Cricket, so I'm on AT&T technically, and it does come with some preloaded stuff that you may not be so interested in, like the Asus wallet and Wild Tangent games. Ugh. And what else? We have a bunch of AT&T apps. I may just install Titanium Backup and get rid of those. I may root it and get rid of a bunch of stuff. Who knows? But yeah, so far, definitely not feeling bad about it. I saw Beats Music in there. Yeah. Anyway, not feeling bad about this so far. At 150 bucks for a new device out the door that you can slide into here, if nothing else, to have a backup device that I can use just in case, I'm feeling pretty good about it. This has a lot of heft to it. But still, it's very solid feeling in the hand. I'll have to try out the speakers and see how they sound. I will say very nice that it does have 5G support. And there we go. Typing on there definitely was not too bad. Of course, you're using a 9-inch display, so it's a decent size, and you've got a little bit of bezel here to rest your thumbs on. A lot of people see that as a bad thing. I'm going to say it's alright. It's not too bad. Alright, there we go. That wasn't too bad. So now we are signed in. In fact, just to sort of take a look at something that I do have access to actually play on this device, here's my latest video from this channel, which it's not really wanting to play. There we go. This thing's a little touchy. I'm guessing it's an old version of YouTube on here.
Guys, as you probably remember, I was at CES just a couple of weeks ago, and while we were there, we shot a bunch of videos, and we had a bit of difficulty.
Not terribly powerful, but you know, it's front-facing speakers. I'll have to test it out with actual music, and I can't do that on screen. But yeah, after testing it out with a little bit of music, does not have a whole lot of power in terms of these front-facing speakers, but that's not exactly why I wanted a tablet device. In total honesty, 150 bucks, I'm perfectly okay as long as the phone itself is usable and useful. So I'll go ahead and try to use this for a little while, see how it works out. If nothing else, I may end up upgrading one of my family members to having a decent device with a decent little tablet for 150 bucks. Can't complain about that. But yeah, if there's anything else you'd like to see about it, definitely let me know in the comments below. Nice and lightweight, feels pretty solid even though it is plastic built. And yeah, that's going to be all from me for today. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time.